What's up, everyone?
Can we talk now?
Yeah, thank you. I love it. I love it. What's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the Sarlacc Digest, a podcast bringing you line talk and digesting Star Wars topics over 1,000 years. This is episode 82, being recorded on July 29th, 2020, and I am your host, Darth Moocher, and I'm joined here with Darth Dad 77.
Woo!
Over here.
I'm
also joined by Scott Solo, which is on this side.
What's up?
My squares are
again.
like your guys'
Squares
are
off.
yeah, way off.
We've got Mike is in the house. Fanboy Mike.
It's been a while, guys. It's been a while.
Thank you for that. And Ernie, the Fallen Fett.
Hey guys, what's up? How you guys doing?
Good.
Down there.
It's hot.
It's
hot
blazing
outside.
right
Too
now.
hot.
Yes.
100.
Okay. We have special guest. We have somebody from WSTR, Galactic Public Access.
Woo!
Hello.
Hello, Carla.
Hello, Carla.
He wasn't going to be able to say your last name, or didn't know if he wanted to say your last name.
I wouldn't expect you to. That's all right.
Oh, no. Yeah. Right. Carla, thank you for joining us. You come all the way from the East Coast, from your very own podcast to do this crossover with us. And so we're actually very excited and honored that you're here with us today, because we don't have a female voice on this podcast. So your insight will be awesome today.
As you can tell, we are a super diverse crowd.
Yeah.
We're all very super diverse, bunch of 40-year-old.
Diverse. Yeah.
Very diverse.
Yeah.
And before we get into the topics of this week, Ernie, on your shoulder you have a baby Yoda. And is that the same one that we gave? Not that exact one, but that model that we helped give away on the show last week?
We were giving away version 1, and then secretly Theme Park Tagalong came up and did version 2.
Yeah.
So I was a part of their very first order. And very cool. Carla's group is the one who won the one from our show. So that's very awesome.
Yeah.
So again, thank you to our friends, Theme Park Tagalong. And go over to their Facebook page or their Instagram and get in that pre-order for version 2, which is amazing. Brand new magnet parts. It comes with a Mickey magnet head. Accessories. Right now he's holding a churro. You can get a ice cream Mickey bar.
That's crazy.
Or even a Disney turkey leg.
That's crazy.
Not a fan of the turkey leg. But
It's kind of salty.
I don't like it. Who said they're bomb? Mike?
Of course it was Mike.
I don't know.
I don't actually think they're turkey. They're the wrong color.
They're not. And they're huge.
That's like a ham hock.
That's the crazy thing, because I was talking to him about it, because I'm only supposed to eat white meat, and
It's not.
It is
Well, we wouldn't.
white meat turkey leg, and I'm like, how is that humanly possible?
Right.
It tastes like ham.
magic.
Like
Yeah.
McDonald's chicken nuggets. Where are the nuggets?
So it's very cool.
Leave those alone, Marco.
I love them.
There's a close-up of it. And then, like I said, the magnets of the hat.
That's crazy.
Very awesome. So again, Theme Park Tagalong, and congratulations to your group, Carla, for winning.
Todd, yeah.
That's very awesome. And because of how we are right now, he even comes with his own COVID Disney mask.
Oh,
Fantastic.
We're family, so we don't need it inside the house.
Right.
But
Oh,
there you
my.
go. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
All right, Marco. So
Yeah.
let's jump in line.
So
is there
usually,
anything to talk about?
well, usually like in the past years after San Diego Comic-Con, we would have like so much stuff, because Fridays were always like the official Star Wars day, right? And they would have their booths and not necessarily major reveals, but we have something to talk about. So Comic-Con just ended last week, and there was really very minimal stuff. I know it was a virtual Comic-Con they did. The only thing that they really did, like Star Wars wise, was the publishing booth. So all the books for Dr. Aphra, the High Republic, some comics, reveals and stuff like that. So not a lot, right? Unless it's some toy reveals, but not even like toys, but like sideshow collectible, like statues and whatnot. So
There was nothing
Yes.
major at all.
Yeah.
They were saving it for their own stuff, right?
yeah.
And even our regular Hasbro toys that me and Scott would be all over for Comic-Con, they revealed
Minimal.
some,
Yeah.
right? Very minimal for a Comic-Con. But not only that, they're gonna go on sale in September.
Yeah.
So you can't even acquire it right now.
I'm actually okay with them dialing it down a little bit because, I mean, they've been bludgeoning us lately with Star Wars. And you and I both also collect the G.I. Joe stuff. So, I mean, it's just been G.I. Joe, Star Wars, G.I. Joe, Star Wars, left and right. And it's...
What they did
my wallet needs a break.
Yeah, what they did do is cool is that all the exclusives as they pushed to September, which I appreciate because we'll actually maybe get a chance to buy them. But anyway, we'll get into that in a minute. I just wanted to get to the Comic-Con thing because I was like fresh in my mind. But I'm sorry, Carla. You know what? You came from WSTR, and I want to talk about your podcast for a second. So you guys, I know you joined halfway in, or you're recently in that podcast, right?
Yeah, I'm the most recent member to join the crew. So I'd say I've been doing it a little over a year now with them.
Oh, okay.
I want to say.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And did you come from another
Just like
podcast,
Fanboy
or-
Mac.
Yeah. Did you come from another podcast or anything, or is that something that you were just kind of fell into?
So I found them just by looking for a Star Wars podcast. I started listening to them. I want to say maybe like 2 or 3 years ago.
Okay.
I was like, hey, like these, they're super cool. Seem like super friendly people. Let me write in with an email. And Todd got back to me and he was like, hey, do you want to come on the show as a guest? So I was like, sure, why not?
Okay.
I did, I think like 2 or 3 guest spots with them.
Okay.
And then Todd was like, hey, do you want to be like a permanent member with us?
Awesome.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
That's what happened with me. I was invited once and I never left.
Yeah. Scott came on because he had another podcast and he came on as a guest spot and we're like, you know what? He's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So we had him back on. That's cool.
And now we have you on interviewing to replace Mike.
Yeah,
So we're just trying
this is actually an interview.
Look at Fanboy. Fanboy says no.
So you guys, it's weekly, right? You guys do it every week?
Yes. So our episodes release every Wednesday, but we do live stream on Monday nights.
Cool. And I did put your link in the description below so people can check you guys out also and subscribe and support because, again, podcasting is one big family. I think that was one thing I was looking really forward to Celebration this year was to meet up with other people that we've met, interacted with and everything and just have like a good time, and try to get onto that podcasting panel that they have, to try to meet other podcasters and stuff. So maybe in 2022, you guys will all meet up and with no masks this time.
There'll still be masks.
There'll still be
I think so
Promise.
for a minute.
Right.
So you guys hit everything, right? You hit the news, the rumors. Do you guys hit the toys and books and the comics and everything else, like expanded stuff?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of depends on like what's being released at the time, what the hot topic is at the time. But if we're not talking about, what's current or most recent, with Star Wars, we like to kind of delve into topics. Like we do this thing called Imperial Inspection.
Okay.
So we'll pick a character and we'll really like dissect them and talk about, their place in the whole story, their arc, what we think about them. So that's a cool little segment that we have, that we do. And then this year we've been kind of picking our own little like niche topics that we've been wanting to talk about. So I wanted to talk about the music of Star Wars.
Sure.
Nice.
And how it plays, such a huge importance
Absolutely.
in the films.
It's another character.
Sometimes it's more
absolutely.
important than the film itself.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
But and then this week we were talking about all the different blasters and weapons of Star Wars. So we
Awesome.
picked like these little pockets of topics that we think might be interesting, and we
We had a
just
guy
like
on this
fun
show that used
discussion.
to do that. This guy over here, he used to do that called the Hoth topic, and he used to like dissect, take a character and just like what you guys do, like really get into like the meat of the importance of that character, like Luke Skywalker and the arc and everything, like how it ended in the sequel trilogy and really defend it. But I mean, if anybody's interested, go check out episode 4 of Hot Topic.
Oh my God.
My favorite.
Episode 4.
and I still get fan mail over it to this day.
From himself.
You should.
Yeah.
That's a good app.
There's death threats,
That's
here and
me.
there, but
Sorry.
it's okay.
I thought you
That's a
blocked
great
me.
app.
But that was like a concept of what we wanted to kind of expand on the show. Like this show would be more the news and the overall what's happening in the galaxy, and then Chris's hot topic would be like narrow in like just what you said, like a concentrated. He can have a alone time with them. Just kind of like break it down. So that's cool.
Basically, they want to be by myself.
Yeah,
So,
he want us interrupting him.
like we're tired of talking to Chris all day, so just put him on his own.
No, that's cool. I like that because sometimes, like I said, going over the news. I mean, everybody, all the Star Wars fans, we all go over the news anyway, right? So it's not like, oh my God, we get all my news from a certain podcast, but it's the fan. Like, how do we put it in its place? Like, for example, if a rumor comes up, like Rosario Dawson's playing Ahsoka, right? The first thing in my mind is, oh my God, Ahsoka is coming back to live action. Not necessarily Rosario Dawson, which is the news part, but it's how the news fits in with the lore and stuff.
We want to know how that'll work. How will Ahsoka fit?
Yeah.
Right.
And So no, that's cool. So yeah.
Now when I reached,
and we have a lot of healthy conversation about things, even if we might, disagree or see things from different points of view. So it's a good mix, and we have a lot of fun with it. So
yeah, we do that as well. Like not all of us will agree on some, but we're not like arms folded and no, I don't like it and everything's destroyed. We like I said, we put it in its place. We're constructively critical of certain things, but we actually accept them. Like, hey, this is what happened, and
when I say something,
even when Mike says, we always say, this is not a movie to us. This is real life. I mean, this stuff happened a
long time ago in a galaxy far,
far away.
Yeah, this stuff happened, man. So now that's
dead ass serious.
Exactly.
Okay, let's see how cool Carla is. What did you think of Resistance? The animated show.
So I'm not like totally like about the animated stuff. I watched Clone Wars, but like, I don't know, it didn't like draw me in the way it has for other people.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, we hate it. So you
come on in.
But did you watch Rebels though?
I did. I liked Rebels, but I don't know. Again, there's just, I don't know, the animated stuff. It's like, I like it more for how it connects the dots with certain things that you don't see in the films.
See, like for me though, it's another mini movie. I mean, like you're saying, connecting the dots and everything. Absolutely. So is it just the animated part that you find hard about it because it isn't live action?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. There's that like kiddie factor to it that I'm just like, I don't know. It's not doing it.
Avoid Resistance at all.
Yeah. Like,
but the last couple of episodes of Clone Wars, I have to say.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That was,
right.
That's some of the best Star Wars there is.
Yes.
Period.
Yeah.
And then,
those pieces. Yeah.
Talk about tying it together.
Yeah.
That was amazing to see that 3, like it just made 3 a whole different way, almost the way that Rogue One did for 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That it just like, wow, just set it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. It took me a while to get into cartoons too. Like Rebels, I didn't watch at first until it started really like the buzz was like, oh my God, it's going places. And I bought the season 1, whatever. And I watched and I was hooked after that. But I'm the same way with the anime. I like the animation, but I'm not like running out to watch it. But if they keep on doing what they did with Clone Wars and Rebels, and we'll see what they do with the Bad Batch. After our talk last week with the Bad Batch, I was more convinced to be excited for it, meaning this mercenary thing and set in the future, rather than just another Clone Wars doing their thing. I mean, we have 7 seasons of that to do that. So,
do any of you guys feel it's going to be the same way, the same style as Rebels?
It's the same style as the new Clone Wars, I thought.
I mean, Clone Wars. I'm sorry,
Season 7.
Yeah,
same animation.
All right.
Yeah, so I'm with you on that.
And I don't necessarily love the fact that it's animated, but any of the Star Wars story, whether it's a book, a comic, animation, or anything, like to your point, what you said was it adds to the lore, and that's what it connects the dots. That's all what I'm about, is seeing the dots connect and getting everybody fits and whatever it is. And any rumor that comes up, I'm like, okay, could that possibly work? So
sure.
And it works through all those, because I have to watch all that animation to know if stuff would work. right? Or otherwise you wouldn't know if Ahsoka would fit here and Maul would fit there.
Well, that was the whole big thing when Disney and they bought Star Wars was like everything from the toys to even commercials. It's all canon at this point. You know what I mean? Like a one big, bubble. And so it made you like, okay, I've got to pay attention to all the anime, even Resistance. Like it's all canon because.
No, I paid attention to Resistance, and there is nothing in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No.
At all. You
could
could
have paid
skip it.
attention.
There's a little nod to it in the book, in the Rise of Skywalker novel.
Yes.
Yes, there is. Yes, there is.
That.
Yeah.
There is. But I could erase that
Very
sentence.
end.
We could be all okay. You could leave that sentence, and they still know if you didn't watch Resistance. It's all fine.
Yeah.
It's
Just
hard.
at the end.
So you did bring up novels.
Yes.
Are you an avid reader?
I am. As you can
Oh,
see
good.
behind me, I have my
Oh,
whole
nice.
Oh, nice.
bookcase here.
And I can see it too. Right on. What's your favorite out of the new stuff?
Ooh. Are you counting
Ron.
like audiobooks too?
Yeah,
Like-
for sure.
Okay.
I do
Um,
almost all audiobooks at this point. It used to be all books.
Yeah.
Now it's
I'm like
fine.
I'm a mix of the two because I
Same.
actually like to like physically have a book
too.
and turn pages. I don't know, but
I'll do both.
I pretend I am when I've got the audios going.
Right.
I really liked Catalyst
Oh yeah.
because
Catalyst is good.
I like sped read through it right before because I was like, I need to know like what this is about before this movie comes out. And I just love like the depth that it added to that first scene.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I was just like
I
oh
read that
man, he's
after.
coming for him. Like,
Yeah.
you know?
I wonder. Yeah, I have a hard. I read that after, and it made Rogue One
Same.
even better.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
it was-
actually, there's a good point. So since you read it first, whose story was Rogue One? Who was the main character? Who are the main characters in Rogue One?
I would say
Like-
Jin.
Jin.
Not really Cat. Well, maybe Cassian. I don't know.
See,
He's
I
kinda
always
like-
thought Jin until Catalyst. When I read Catalyst, I'm all, oh wait, this is a Krennic and Galen
Yeah.
story.
Yeah.
And then I watched Rogue One afterwards again. I'm all, the whole thing to me is about those two.
Interesting.
Well,
Yeah, it
Catalyst-
was weird.
yeah.
Catalyst was a really, really solid book. I love that book.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's top
Catalyst
five.
set that up. Definitely set that up
Yeah.
to be their dynamic, and then Jin
Yeah.
was the tie-in for the movie. Yeah.
Even with Rebel
I thought-
Rising,
no.
because Rebel Rising was pretty good too, with just Jin, and that was pretty good. But it still didn't.
Yeah, that
Catalyst-
one was good too. I enjoyed that.
But Catalyst was so good, it changed my whole.
I
thing.
felt like it was a baton passing though. Like you
Oh,
had the
sure.
two characters, but then like when they picked up in Rogue One, they had to move you forward with Jin and the whole story going forward. I felt like it was a baton toss, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, and maybe because when you looked at it, the original trilogy, right? It was Luke's story, and then when you come to
Right.
find out later, it was all Anakin's story.
Right.
Right.
You know, kind of the same.
Or
Yeah,
you look at it a
true.
little farther along and it's all Palpatine's story.
It's all that,
Yeah,
Right.
the Palpatine saga. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
touche.
Unreal.
Basically.
Right. Everybody was wrong.
Yeah.
Even still, right
Got
now.
him.
Yeah.
Do you have a novel that you're looking forward to? That's actually a question from Bravo in our chat. He was wondering if there is a specific novel that is coming that you're really interested in reading.
Ooh. Probably the next Thrawn novel.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because I would say that series is like second favorite. So yeah.
That's-
I just love what Timothy's done.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
and bringing
man.
him back, and it's just it's so good.
Yeah, it's really
a
good.
Claudia Gray fan. I can't wait for anything written by Claudia Gray. So that's
Claudia Gray and Timothy Zahn are pretty
Yeah.
top notch
Yeah.
on the,
Yeah.
the
Agreed.
fanboy list, I think.
I think we're
Agreed.
looking forward to the next Thrawn trilogy and books there, and also that Certain Point of View 40th anniversary.
Oh,
Right.
man.
Yes.
That's the one because
Yes.
I mean, we discussed this last show and stuff, but I just remember reading Tales from Mos Eisley, from back in EU days,
Mhm.
and just being just like so intrigued of what that stormtrooper did, or what even had the Greedo story, and it was just like those little short stories because my attention span's like real scattered, so I need short segments of stories. So I'm looking forward to that one.
You mentioned that, and you've seen the thing about the VR game, right? The Tales from Batu.
Yeah.
Oh, can't wait.
Have you seen that? I was. It's kind of a drag. It's an Oculus VR game only, right?
Yeah.
Because number one, I'm not going to get an Oculus VR. I'm going to watch it somewhere on YouTube as somebody plays through.
Is it $1,000?
Are they that expensive?
I think the Oculus is like $400 or $500, but you still need the rig and you still need everything else to it.
We got to be able to hang it from the ceiling so you have the wires out of your way. You
got to have extras.
And you got to have all this.
You got to have the port in the back of your head to plug it in like the Matrix.
I'm in.
I get it.
Easier. Yeah. Shoot, I forgot.
Ready Player One. Here we come.
Yeah, right.
Well, the Oculus Rift, the Tails, the about 2 thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'd much rather that be a book than a damn VR game, because that would have been a great callback to the old Legends type stuff, and just even have the cover look just like the old Jabba's and Mos Eisley and everything else.
I think they were saying there's more books coming.
Well,
Tales of? I'm just saying those were cool stories, like Marco said.
The Galaxy's Edge comic book that came out, that's basically a Tales of, but it's all Doc Ondor's. It revolves around him and how he got his artifacts. So each one has a separate story. So even like Han Solo getting the baby Sarlacc, it's all in there. So it kind of does that with there's specific characters to Batuu, but they're intertwined with all of our legendary characters, and so that is almost as close as that I can get for like that Tales of Mos Eisley, like Batuu version of it. I'm hoping there's more of that.
Okay, it just gets me excited for having aliens that we need at Batuu.
Yeah. And I want to see Twi'leks in Batuu.
Yeah,
so, Carla, when you go, hopefully they have Twi'leks walking around. Okay,
Carla. So we know you do books. We just spoke of comics. Do you do the comics as well too?
I'm not a comic reader.
No. Okay.
No, it's not my jam.
No, sure.
But
we do it because again, it's all canon. So it's like, especially the Vader comics. If I had to recommend anything to start with, like
Vader's good.
The Vader ones are phenomenal.
Yeah.
But
I've been reading comics since 1984, so I can't stop now. It's just.
So I got a question for you, because one of the reasons I've been asking folks on, right, and including you guys, we have Kessel Run Weekly coming on, is because we want to, we want to talk to everybody that we feel that when we listen to you and we follow you on your pages, you're not as much similar as us, but very positive influences in the Star Wars community, right? And we do like to feel that we're a positive influence in the Star Wars community. Since Last Jedi, I mean, I don't know if you noticed, people are kind of pissy, kind of at each other's throats, and the fan base has been kind of split. How have you guys handled that? And I know you go to a lot of cons and stuff too, right? Because you cosplay as several characters, and you hit a lot of cons, so you deal with the fan base a lot and on your pages. How have you guys dealt with that? Have you seen any negative stuff? Have you guys?
I mean, as far as so I'm part of the 501st and Rebel Legion. So we do, a lot of work with the public and communities and stuff. And I mean, honestly, I can't really think of any specific incident that's happened. I mean, you hear people make snide comments here and there.
Sure.
But I can't say that I've really heard anything too crazy or
that's
super
good
negative.
News.
But do you guys tackle it head on? Like if you bring it up and be like, try to bring attention to it, or are you just kind of because we almost got it sucked into it a couple times, even amongst us after Last Jedi, because we were very torn about it, before we actually put our lore caps on and be like, okay, this is what, again, gospel, this is what happened, blah, blah. So, you got to take a step back and then watch the fandom, implode on itself. And like I said, a couple times we got sucked into it, even on our show, about bringing attention to it, so, and we're kind of like, how do we handle this? How do the smart way, of course, again, there's valid points to be made as far as the, stuff that's going on.
Constructive criticism.
Yeah, and then there's also the arms folded, I hate this, I'm walking away from it, and everyone wants to listen to you. So, yeah, so it's
or is it like us, where we have all the gamut?
We do.
Where some people are for this and for that. Some people will go out and fight the trolls and cuss at them all day. And some people will ignore it and not even notice that it's happening. I don't know where Mike is. But Mike don't hear all that crap. He doesn't need to.
No.
Right?
Mike's down there.
Damn it. Mike's right there. Well, that's where Carla is on my screen, so I didn't want to point at her.
You just pointed at Ernie. Yeah. Mike is to your lower right. There you go.
Now you got it. There you go.
Yeah.
To the point.
I don't even know why I was pointing at him now. Guys, if I go off track for more than 6 seconds, I lose my whole train.
No, that's fine. Well, I was going to, I'll close with that, like that part of it is sometimes it's healthy to discuss some of the trolling that's happening because it helps you reinforce your own points.
Right, but I wanted to hear, is your guys' show broke down like that where you guys have somebody that will go and attack trolls or gets that passionate about it? Or do you have toy guys and is it different like that?
I mean, we definitely all have our own different approaches, but I don't think like none of us will like go and like take them on and like, you know, kind of like egg them on. Sometimes we get sweet. I mean, I think there's been a few comments here and there, but from what I know, it's either Todd or Aaron will kind of just like squash it or ignore it. But I think the big thing is like we have to remember like, yeah, like Star Wars, like great. It's a movie, it's a franchise.
How
but
dare you?
This but this is such a big deal. It's so much more than a movie.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up with it since I was like 6 or 7. So like for as long as I can remember. And I mean, I grew up with the original trilogy first before the prequels, even though I'm like a prequel era fan.
Yeah.
Right.
My aunt got me into it like before 97. Yeah, she took me to the theater to see the special edition.
Nice.
So I think what happens is you know it means so much to us, but we all come from these different places and these different experiences of it.
Yep.
So it's kind of like, you know, now things are changing. The world is much different than it was in 1977. You know what I mean? And
even last year.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And you know, and people don't like change.
Yeah.
Like change is hard. And when somebody sees, you know, something that they love and they're so passionate about in so many different ways, and somebody else comes in, the mouse, and is like, I'm gonna do all these things, make all these changes. They're like, hey, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Like, that's my childhood. You know, those are all those memories and experiences that I've had. They're gonna take it and throw it up in the air.
Same
and now
guys
everything's going to land differently.
Yeah, same guys that complain about George Lucas ruining his own story or complaining about the mouse ruining this story.
And now give it back to George Lucas.
And then now give it back to George Lucas to ruin it again.
Yeah.
That's what they say. But yeah, no.
But no, we've always got that. Even me, I'm the one that goes and attacks the trolls. I go after him. I'm mean.
He really does.
He does.
It's entertaining.
Used to be. I've stopped. Right.
And like at first I was not on board with The Last Jedi. Especially when I first saw it. I walked out and I was like, what the hell did I just watch?
Most of us did that.
We did a Star Wars movie.
We did an immediate reaction review, spoiler cast, and all of us were pretty much silent.
Except Mike.
Except Mike, until we all went back and watched it again.
Yeah.
Again.
And we went back I went to the movies by myself, which I never do. I've never, ever done in my life.
Yeah.
I sat in this big ass theater and watched it. And I'm like, it's fine. Why is everybody flipping out? Why did I flip out?
Yep.
But then again, you have fans. There are people who are out there who hated Rogue One.
Yeah.
And I think like,
I don't understand that.
Excuse me?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't understand that.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, I think it's just all about, you know, where everybody's experience comes from with it. My, you know, upbringing with it is totally different from, you know, from you guys, and even like my aunt who went to go see it, you know, in the theater.
Yeah, she just called us old. Do you guys know my aunt?
It's cool.
It's a fair point.
It's cool.
Okay, so what do you think of Solo? Did you give that a chance?
I went into Solo with like zero expectations.
You know,
I was like, what kind of a dumpster fire is this going to be after I just watched The Last Jedi? But I came out of it and I was like, I was actually surprised.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it. Like, I didn't take it that seriously. I think that was key. And I was like, hey, this was a fun movie.
Yeah. Solo and Rogue One are those types of movies that are just they are filler movies, you know, so it's like episode movies are like I said, like pinnacle, right? They're gospel to a lot of people. So you can't
changing the galaxy in that moment. Right.
Solo gives you info, gives you lore. So does Rogue One. And so we were, I think, almost on the same brainwave on that. When we were waiting in line to go see Solo, we were just like, hey, it is what it is. No harm, no foul. I'm just here to be entertained at this point. And
Yeah.
we walked out and go, hell, it did its job. You know, Rogue
Every
One
time I
We
watch
actually
it, I
need-
think
I
that-
think we actually needed it though.
Yeah, we
actually, yeah,
we did,
you know,
because Last Jedi was rough. Still, to me, Last Jedi is a rough movie. Half of the movie is rough, and half the movie I absolutely love. There very is a 50-50 to that.
But it's a
all the
beautiful
Jedi,
movie.
It's all the Jedi stuff is the great stuff. That's
With
the,
that being
Yeah.
said, Carla, so many people didn't give Solo a chance.
Right.
Do
We still
you
haven't
guys
seen
know any of those people?
Mhm.
You know, who like were just no, I won't watch Solo because I know one personally,
Yeah.
Same.
and it was very hard coming off of Last Jedi into Solo. So we're a tight knit group here. We've always been around. So these are the questions that I like to ask. Who, you know, you're part of another group. So do you guys know people who didn't give Solo a chance? No matter what you say, we keep saying that it's up there with Rogue One, just like you're saying and everything. It was a great filler story, but they won't even watch it, and it's like unbelievable.
Yeah.
Refuse.
I don't know anybody who like has refused.
We know
so
some mean
That's
people,
cool.
I guess. Yeah.
That's cool. Well, you know what I've also
West
seen
Coast
too,
people are
guys.
nasty.
That's what I was gonna say. Is it seems like a West Coast East Coast thing because I know a lot of
Oh,
East
here
Coast
we go.
people. A lot of people. Tupac is better than Biggie, Carla. So
Oh, those are fighting words.
it is though for real. It's like I'm saying, like I've heard a lot of the West Coast and East Coast kind of gave it a chance afterwards. Like
Yeah.
even if they said no, then they're like, yeah, I watched it. It was good. But I don't know. We do. Like there is people out there who won't even give it a chance.
Right.
I just can't imagine like being that way. I mean,
Yeah.
it's Star Wars.
It's not our,
I don't
it's not
know.
our
That's
nature.
That's
you could
what
put
we say.
dirt in a Ziploc bag, slap
Right.
Star Wars on it, and it'd be like, "Yep, give it to me, please."
yeah. And if I didn't like it, I would say this sand belongs on Tatooine, and that's what,
it's
I
from
move on.
Tatooine.
and I want to see the next bag I get handed to, and then that's fine.
Very true. It's very
Resistance
true.
is in a bag.
Resistance is in a bag in its place.
Definitely a
It's in
bag.
its bottom
Yeah.
shelf.
That's what I'm
though,
saying.
man. It's-
That's
Yeah.
we
It's there. I just don't know
collectively
where.
did not
Yeah.
like Resistance. I mean, we thought it was boring and just slapsticky and just mainly for kids, and that's fine. And again, Star Wars is so big that there's things. for
Stop
every-
beating on Resistance. Gosh.
Yeah.
We are not the demographic for
No,
resistance.
we're not. We're not.
That's all there is. to it.
Demographic for
Yeah.
anything.
I
We're
like it
done.
all.
So one other thing, Carla, is we just missed Comic-Con, which should have been. And I'm big into Comic-Con. The wife
Same.
likes cosplay and everything as well, too. But then you threw out there and nobody even said anything. I'm like, whoa, you said you're 501st. So you cosplay.
No, we saw she was
So
501st. Like
what-
we went through our page.
What do you guys, what is your major get-go?
Stalker.
Right, Mike.
Don't tell me none of you guys went to the page. I don't want to hear that. You
Did
guys
you have
all did.
Did you have a setup for this year?
Now, I heard you talking about embroidering Bespin Leia's,
That's been Leia. Yeah.
so that's pretty freaking cool.
I actually, if you guys want a peek,
Yes. See?
Nice.
That's
Oh.
awesome.
that's my
Wow.
practice panel though, because I've never embroidered before in my life, and I'm like, okay.
Do you have a go-to that you usually do, or what's your favorite?
Leia's she's my
Mhm.
girl.
Mhm.
So is Mike.
Yes.
Dressed
So-
Yes.
I
Yes.
I have the senatorial Leia, and I have the Hutt Slayer slave Leia.
Right.
And then I'm working
Hut
on.
Slayer.
Hut
Dig it.
Slayer.
Should have been
Yeah.
the next Hasbro Fans
Yeah,
Choice
it
toy.
should have been the
but-
6-inch figure. Whatever has.
That's funny that you say that. I normally hear it. I normally hear it the other way, Slave Leia, and not Hut
That's what
Slayer.
That's what they changed it to.
I
Yeah.
interchange it.
Yeah.
Right.
We all
Okay.
grew up with Slave Leia, but the books changed it to Hut Slayer.
Right.
So
Yeah.
That's fine.
Which is
That's
That's very
equally
cool.
as
cool
cool.
how she got the name.
Yeah.
And it was an,
right.
it was an
and
awesome
and
book.
in the book, and that book
Yeah.
was awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah,
I'm
great
saying
book.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome actually.
So was the Bespin Leia the plan for Comic-Con, or no? Because you're not far along on the cloak just yet. So
Was it
New
supposed
York
to be
Comic Con, right?
for?
You go to New York Comic Con.
Well, no,
bet.
or was it supposed to be for Celebration?
So Celebration, I was actually planning to have Endor Leia done.
Nice.
I have a friend who's going to be commissioning it for me because she's like amazing, and like all of her costumes are just like.
Nice.
Nice.
But this one was kind of like on a whim. I was looking at it and I'm like, I really like that costume. I'm going to do it. And then I'm looking into it and researching it. And like all the girls, because there's like a Facebook group just for this particular build because it's so intense. And I mean, girls who are like really skilled with sewing and embroidery, they're like, yeah, this took me like 7 months just to do the cape. And I'm just like,
whoa.
You know, I'm like, Anakin, what have I done?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Wow.
That's what I feel about my
commitment.
R2D2. I'm like,
Wow.
I'm only like 50% into building R2D2. I'm
Marco
like,
has everything.
Marco, it's
Oh,
been,
yeah.
Marco
Marco's
has
been
lists
4
for
years.
us. Right. Marco has Shore Trooper, R2D2.
I've been working on my Shore Trooper because I have 3D printers. So yeah.
Oh, you have Shore Trooper too?
I'm slowly working on that.
Yeah.
So,
And Marco has all her lists. Well,
I need Jedi Luke.
They redid the Jango Fett figure, the action figure, and he has a dad bod, so I can finally cosplay now. So I need to get with Marco, and I need to get with Bravo and get me some Mando gear finally, because I'll be good to go now with my cosplay.
It really was a bad mold on that figure.
He's
all
big.
three of them.
I'm weird. Set. The Walmart exclusives, all I got to do is change my bucket. I'm ready.
Yeah, I was giving Adam a hard time online, but I mean, it's the same body, and they're all the dad bod. It's all
they are.
It is.
So I'm good to go. Yeah. Let's go celebration.
Again, we just 22. Talked about demographics.
Yeah,
that hit us. Nailed it.
Diversity.
I'm ready.
Dad bod on the Mando. Who's that going to get?
I'm only like 4'10", so I'm going to be the shortest short trooper ever. So
wow, no kidding. You're going to hear that all day.
Well, no,
short for a short trooper.
Yeah. How far are you on your short? How far are you on your short trooper?
Still printing. My friend has a 3D printer, so he's
Marco
getting
has
those parts pumped out for me. But it's really the challenge of just scaling it to my size.
Yeah.
The boots are really a problem right now because they just don't exist in my size. I have like child size feet.
Are you using Sean Fields files? That's what I think that's the go-to on 3D printing is Sean Fields because Mr. Paul's, they got Mr. Paul's Shore Trooper that I go to like in that build, and then there's Sean Fields who has all the 3D printing files.
I think it's Paul's.
Okay.
Yeah. But my friend, he's got like a bunch of printers and like I was like, hey, can we make this work?
Yeah. I got four.
You have 4 printers and don't get shit done.
Oh no, that's not true.
He's calling you out,
Chris.
I know. Yeah,
Chris.
I haven't seen an R2 unit yet.
Chris said it, so keep me on your list. I didn't say that.
You got it.
I need my dad bod mold. So Carla, with you getting your own stuff printed, is it hard because you're shorter? Because like we all put on Moocher's bucket, or we've tried Bravos, and those are a good snug fit. So I'd imagine with you being shorter, like it's too loose. So do you have to get yours specially made?
Yeah. So the Shore will actually be my first like hard armor build. I mean, I'm more of a rebel though, so most of my costumes are soft parts. So that's a little bit easier. But I guess the software that my friend has allows you to scale it down. So basically I gave him all my measurements and he worked his magic, and
all about it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I tried my bucket on, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is so cool! I don't look like a bobblehead." It's great.
So we've got a guy online, Arlon666, who's asking if Shelby is doing your Leia.
No, it is not Shelby, and I think that's Tim who might be asking that question.
Hi, Tim. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, we didn't even hit up chat. We didn't even see. I know Joey's in there. We're speaking of trolls. Joey, who's our 6th member here, he's in there trolling us in there.
Speaking of trolls,
I saw a couple of his posts.
I wanted to bring his up because Carla brought up her, and Joey says, "Man, you haven't even seen Marco's Slave Leia costume. It's the best."
Is that what Joey's doing in the chat?
Yes,
yes,
of course.
Awesome.
With a bearded Slave Leia, I'm sure I've seen that before.
I have. Comic-Con a couple years ago.
At the last celebration, what's his name? He has the tattoo on his stomach.
Yes.
And he was around. That was great.
Yes.
I got tons of pictures with him.
Yeah. I'll put that on my list. Slave.
Oh, man.
I love that you didn't say of him or anything like that with him. Hand in hand.
Oh, no, I was with him.
I love it.
I was, yeah. All my pictures came out blurry, though. I was so excited. I was like, yes.
No, I'm all about the 3D printing, but yeah, I'm on building the R2D2, the Mr. Badley's R2D2,
Nice.
and that's like 450 or it's like 500 pieces, and I'm still printing the legs, and it takes forever because right now I can't get filament because of the coronavirus and all that. I can't get my supplies, but I've got 4.
But you got
printers
an
going all the
excuse
time.
now.
That's exactly.
That's
Right.
good. I'm giving him crap, and I'm getting nothing out of it. I like to give him crap.
Yeah. Once I make a mold, I'll get with Bravo, and then we'll make replicas.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But
all I'm
I
waiting
do
for.
want to bring up because we were talking about books and everything at Comic-Con. So High Republic. I don't know if you guys are still excited about that. So that kind of was like fleeting mention that kind of came and went and everything because I think Mandalorian stole the show. By the way.
Yeah.
So, but a couple interesting things in High Republic. In our graphic, I have a couple of the new concept arts of a Trandoshan Jedi, which is going to be like one of the main characters in this
Skier.
whole thing. Yes.
Gear. Yeah.
And I thought that was interesting. I thought a Trandoshan Jedi was a cool concept, but more importantly, Lor San Tekka is gonna, not him himself, but his family is gonna have like a big role in this High Republic. His family or something. So I thought that was cool.
What I read was they're basically old galactic. They use the word prospector, but it's not like they're like 49ers, like digging for dirt. They're looking for hyperspace lanes into the outer parts of the galaxy. And so that's what they do. And that's what I actually thought that was really awesome because then that would really show what San Tekka, through the comics and when we saw him in The Force Awakens, why he knows he knows and why he believes what he believes and why he might have something important or know where Octo was.
Yeah.
Right. Because his family probably could have found the lane. And I'm probably sure that's going to end up in the High Republic now since it's the San Tekka family.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, after all this, I was getting more excited about the possibilities of this this era. So I don't know if it's going to be a new era because I was looking at a timeline today and had like, age of rebellion, age of, so it's going to be the age of the High Republic. So
it's 200 years prior.
Correct. So I was getting excited because again, they keep talking about the event, right? The event that changed
the great disaster.
The great disaster that changed what we know of from the prequels. I was just getting amped for it now. I wasn't before at the first, honestly, like really wasn't. I was like, okay, that's cool. I just, whatever. But reading into it more and more stuff's coming out, I'm getting anxious for it now.
It sounds like it's going to have the great disaster sounds cool because I like things that put everything into chaos right off the bat. Yeah. Right off the bat, it's going to be in chaos, right? Yeah. They talked about the San Tekka family and had to get in the hyperspace lanes and how they have some kind of family secret. they didn't become well off in these explorers without a price.
Yeah.
Right. They had to pay something. And at the same time, and this whole the media bit they put out about it, talking about Skier and how he is an old school Jedi. He's set in his ways. He's a straight shooter, but he has a secret nobody knows too. So I don't know if it's going to be related to the San Tekkas or what have you, but he's holding something in too that's going to be crucial to the story.
Yeah.
I was loving the fact, but you mentioned the Trandoshan.
Yeah.
Having a Trandoshan Jedi, we already saw a Wookiee Jedi.
Right.
Yeah.
On the cover. So we know how that works, right? It's not just like it's Bosk and Chewie that hate each other. It's Trandoshans and Wookiees.
Right. That may not interesting dynamic. Yeah.
Right.
Elves and dwarves.
Right.
Yes.
And that's kind of my point. Is it ancient like elves and dwarves, or is this a new within the last 200 years, or something here in the High Republic? That would be kind of cool if we got why the Wookiees and Trandoshans go to war and hate each other.
The whole start of the story.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, but now that I'm thinking about it, Chewie's 190. By the end of this day, we can see Chewie. We can see Chewie's parents. You know,
I would like if it's already just a thing.
Right? What's up?
I would like if it was already just a thing. Like, it's kind of
ancient.
Correct.
Ancient, right. That's how we've always taken it, right? They just hate each other and it's ancient. So it could be a cool twist or change it up or to discuss what happened since we're going to have them both there.
How did you guys like the drawing of him? Hey, it's hard for me. I still see Sleestack.
The Trandoshans?
Now
I'm having trouble with any but I have trouble with any Trandoshan besides Bosk at this point. Right, because the ones in
because you just see Bosk.
Yeah, because the ones in Mandalorian don't look
different.
Anything
like they look different from him though.
Yeah, completely
thinner and
Forget the color; their snout was changed, and that kind of
shorter.
I get it.
Well, it's almost like the what are those called? The Niktos.
Yeah,
they all kind of look different.
Yeah, sure did.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, so maybe they're okay. And again, there we go, thinking every alien should look exactly alike going down the line, and we don't even. Well, okay, everybody in this room besides Carla kind of does, right? But the aliens, for the most part, don't have to look exactly alike.
Yeah, I
You
kind of
know?
like that they would really change it up big. Like even like what with the Mandalorian when they brought the Trandoshan, I was kind of relieved that like I had to take a double take. Like, are those really Trandoshans? Really? You know,
Well, even
like,
think about Rebels too. The Trandoshans they dealt with when no, it wasn't. It was Clone War. Was it Clone Wars or Rebels? Rebels.
They're in both.
they're
Well,
both
R2
with-
when R2 got stolen by the Trandoshans, it was
Yes.
Clone Wars,
Yeah.
right?
yeah.
Well,
That
think
little
of-
tubby guy didn't look like a Trandoshan, or the ones they had in Sandcrawlers, those didn't look like Trandoshans
Right.
at all. So maybe
think-
Bosk doesn't look like a Trandoshan.
Think of the popularity of the Mandalorian, though, on how many people jumped on Mando, and this is their first introduction to an Ugnaught, and then they see Empire and like, what is that?
Yeah,
Right.
Not
Yeah.
talk. That's true. But at least I could see an Ugnaught and kind of talk myself into he learned basic and what was whatever. But you're right. He's also about a foot taller.
Right.
Mhm.
That's I
Yeah.
always thought he's like, wow, he's so tall.
Yeah.
But
But there we go
I
again,
guess we
right?
could do
Assuming because
that.
I'm 6'3", and Carla just said she's like what 5 foot,
Yeah.
4'10".
So everybody. So that's
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
I guess that is, you're right, that we have
Yeah.
this Star Wars story all the time in our head,
Mhm.
and this is how everybody's supposed to play it out and everything and looking. But when I saw this drawing, it just keeps pulling me all the time, not even to a boss, but like a sleeve stack.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Well,
yeah.
it's the point on his head looks like
Yeah.
a slee stack point. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
And Carla's just looking at us going, "What the hell is a slee stack?"
She might know what a sleeve stack
Google
is.
it.
Nope, she doesn't.
No,
she
she doesn't.
doesn't.
Oh my god.
Sure.
We're
There
so-
are. This
was
is a room
funny.
full of super nerds.
Scott,
Right.
that show is even before us actually, but
But we all know what it
show-
is.
we all know what it is.
No, I'm the oldest one in the room. No, that show is my time.
You're 1 year older than me.
It's still,
It's your time too, tough guy.
it
Anyway,
is.
Carla, look up Land of the Lost later and just be like, wow.
Oh, okay.
She's
Well, she might have seen the
Well, no,
the newer
Wait.
one.
Carla's like,
She
my
might have
aunt
seen the
showed me
newer one,
that
so
show
the-
too.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Actually,
See?
she's my gateway to all this
There
nerdy
you go.
stuff.
Awesome.
See? Yeah.
Awesome. So we got Mandalorian. You know, as we, I wanted to do. Remember back in the day when we used to do a countdown of standing in line, but I never could get like a specific time that season 2 of The Mandalorian was going to be. So I'm just going to go October 1st. So next show we'll start standing in line for our Mandalorian season 2 as of August 1st. October 1st. October 1st.
Yeah, so we're gonna
Yeah,
assume it
fall,
and get
right?
mad when it's October 28th. We're gonna
Yeah,
get all
we'll just
that.
add 28
Well-
days to it.
I thought they just said the fall. It would be the fall.
It said
of-
October.
It's October.
October,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Boo! Everybody voted, Mike. We all voted.
But no surprise here, The Mandalorian is nominated for Emmy Awards. 15 of them, by the way, including
Yes.
Best Drama.
That's awesome.
So
I
cool.
personally, like, when it comes to Star Wars, I really don't care about awards, but I still appreciate the work and efforts that these guys, get into getting recognized and recognition for all they do, especially, like I said, the music and the makeup and drama, all that stuff. I hope but at the same time, I hope it cleans house too.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like a sports team, right? I don't care, but if they're there, I want them to win.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? And that's the same thing about right here. If I don't care if they get awards, but if they're in there and they're nominated, I want Star Wars to win because I want to be yay.
Well, it's also
Exactly.
It's also another boost to the video on demand kind of stuff, because I think there was some controversy back in the day where all the major studios were like, nothing on Netflix, nothing on these guys could be considered for awards because it's a different format and it has to be a theatrical, all that stuff. So I'm glad that this format is really hitting home. And like I said, I think this is the future of Star Wars. Yes, we like the movies, and yes, the Star Wars movies that have been pushed back to 2023 now, which was kind of like, yeah, we saw that coming.
Yeah.
But any more reason to expand on Disney Plus and Mandalorian live action is a bonus for me. So yeah, Mandalorian
Well.
is heating up again. So
Yeah, well, you know what else is heating up since you said that?
yeah,
Was the Make Solo 2 happen rumors
Right.
this week.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So a whole lot of solo talk,
yes,
right? About a solo spinoff on Disney Plus being one of the 9 shows that are
Mhm.
apparently in the works.
right.
And a lot of discussion about Lando and
Yep.
Donald Glover coming back, Amelia
Bring it.
Clark
Bring
coming
it.
back as Kira. I'm good with all of this,
100.
and I would love to be on Disney Plus. And we've talked about this before. Instead of a show, go this route. I mean, instead of a movie, go this route.
Right.
I love it. I think
Yeah.
it'd be.
And that's what they're hoping for. My inside source tells me that Solo 2 would basically then just be a stretched out into a series.
Yeah,
but that
perfect.
would have been your Solo 2. But then going off of that, now you do have the whole Lando series as talked about. He's on board, which is great. And then bringing in Kira and a whole underworld is what they want to pick up right from Solo. And just hearing that is what excites me even more.
Mhm.
And then they were talking about then Lando not only picking up and going there, but they were talking about a prequel of like maybe even just his adventures.
Oh, well, he
Which-
was his like the Captain Kirk adventures with
Oh,
he's
with
talking
the
about-
Falcon.
Yeah,
Correct. Right.
Well, he was writing his chronicles in
He was.
Solo. So
Right. So they
Oh,
were kind of
yeah.
they were sending it up.
Yeah.
I
Which
see
is
that as a comic book, but a live action, I'll take it. Of course, I'll.
The
I'll
Calrissian
everything.
Chronicles.
Yeah.
I would dig
Yes.
it.
That would be
Yeah.
cool.
I would not
But
get
why-
bored with. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, why wouldn't they just go back into into the movie, because they already told Solo through a movie, a theatrical
No,
release,
it's
instead
too-
of
There's too much to be told. I think in my opinion, I
And-
think there's too much to be told, and I think a series makes too much sense because a Solo, like to me, I didn't want a Han Solo, like Solo 2, but we needed Crimson Dawn and Kira and that story moving forward
Exactly.
because that's what Solo set up, right?
And so that's
I know
what Disney
that
Plus can
I
go
understand
into.
that that's what we want, but what I'm saying is,
Oh.
since they already released it as a
Easy.
theatrical release,
Easy, dude. It didn't make the money they wanted to make. It made
right.
half a billion dollars for a Star Wars
that's all.
Disney.
It was a
It's not a
failure.
flop. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Right.
I hate flop or failure on a $500 million when that would
That's
have been a
crazy.
I got
record 20 years ago.
I got
But it just is what it is, right?
Yeah.
So now giving us time, even if it's a 6-episode arc, 6 episodes, 45 minutes
Oh,
apiece. I mean, what,
Yeah, like
3,
Kenobi, right.
almost 4 hours.
Like a mini
Kenobi.
series. Yeah.
Yeah. And this gives us more and more, and you can get, I love it.
yeah, and
Yeah,
there's also-
I'm
I said, I'm not in disagreement with it. I agree with
Yeah.
it. I just kind of say, because they already went forward with a Solo movie, why would
Return
they
on
go
investment.
into right?
Yeah,
Okay,
return
that's-
on investment.
Disney Plus. I think they're putting all their eggs in Disney Plus right now because
I'm
get
good with it. I'm
Yeah,
good with it.
and
If
I'm
there's
fine with
9,
it too,
if
yeah.
there are 9 shows, I'm okay. And we're good with our
course.
movie. You can keep a movie out till 2026 if I have 9
don't
shows.
get me wrong.
Yeah.
I love the movies. I love the movie experience, and we
Right.
we met
Me
in
too.
a line, a Star Wars line. So it's like that's what Star Wars is to us. But yeah, I'm more sold because of Mandalorian and how it did and how I was enthralled every Friday, and those even at 45 minutes to 30 45 minutes, I was like, okay, I can get into this, especially if like you said there's 9 series going on and there's time in between. I'm really good with that format. I'm cool with it. I'm
And here,
No,
here we
I-
have
I-
the age old debate, though, and Scott Bravo just brought it up. He's asking, do you think on Disney Plus having all of these series could be the too much content?
sure. I think
Ask
so.
Netflix.
Yeah.
Netflix has been doing this forever, and so it's
yeah,
like
but not
and then
one IP.
even with
Not one IP.
well, no,
That's what.
but I think if they can bank off of what Game of Thrones did. Game of Thrones just told this long story, and everybody was locked in. Yes, it's a book, but what I'm saying is that I think that's bread and butter for them.
Yeah,
If-
but what
if there's 6-episode and 8-episode arcs,
Yeah.
if they're not season after season of 22 episodes apiece,
right,
it won't be a burnout.
especially
Okay,
if like
Because really, if they're all intertwining and we
Yeah.
have Ahsoka touching all 9,
yeah,
right? Then it's one story,
right.
and that makes
Yeah.
everything.
Like we said,
make-
Kenobi could be 6 episodes, and that's it. There won't be like a Kenobi season 2. It'd just be like this is a 6-hour Kenobi adventure that we
done.
sat through, and now you put that on its shelf, right? And then now you
And
take
Solo.
exactly
boom,
you put that
right?
on a shelf,
Yeah.
and I'm cool with that. Like that.
That's understandable.
Here's the thing, though. I get all this is announced, and then we even went through it with the Mandalorian rumors of season 2. So here's the thing: is it takes a while for these to produce and to start and everything.
Especially
I
now.
mean, all we have is Mandalorian, and we're going off the popularity of that.
Yeah,
We're still
of
supposed to
course.
have Cassian.
Mhm.
Cassian's
we're
in
still-
production, sure.
Right. Do you see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So it's not like we're just going to be all shoved down our throat and pushed. Yeah,
Right.
we started with a movie a year.
Right.
And then Last Jedi messed that up with people not giving Solo a chance, even though, yes, Chris, it did make all that money. But
For Star
get-
Wars.
Correct. I get when people say, is this too much? Let's see what happens. We just said all the eggs in the basket, and us being that fan, Bravo, and most of our people in the chat, those
Mhm.
fans as well too.
Yeah.
But here's Carla starting with the prequels and everything. So when you heard all the people that were going to be in season 2 of Mando, did you feel like that was too much, or were you excited?
I mean, I'm excited, but I think they just need to be very careful how they approach it, if that's the way they're going to go. But then I think there is that side of it that's like, all right, this is overkill.
Yeah.
You know? Because I personally, I like Mando, like in his own little story, his own arc. And like, yeah, it's cool to have like cameos and stuff. But I think if you start throwing in too many major names, then it's just, again, it's overkill.
Well, it can't be a major arc, right? It's got to be something small. Ahsoka, I still think, is going to be the link to the baby in Skywalker at some point, right? But that can only be that could be a 2-episode arc if need be, not too much. And a lot of these people that they talk about, Rex and Ahsoka, Sabine, they could all be on the same episode.
Right,
it didn't have to be spread out.
Right, exactly. And
the rebel crew showing up on the Ghost.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, just basically the titles that were released, like the chapter titles, and it kind of makes sense where you can almost like, okay, here is where we're going to interact with the rebel cast, you know.
You know, I didn't look.
You didn't?
I haven't looked either.
Oh,
you haven't?
I won't say another word.
And you know how bad I am about doing that?
Yeah.
I know.
I
kept
took
away.
it as a grain of salt anyway, because that's not official.
And you know, I see the thing is, you know, I read everything.
Yeah.
On Reddit, I read the damn script for episode 9 3 times.
Another word about the chapter.
But for some reason, I saw that and I'm I don't want to see it. I think I would have figured it out and I would have overplayed the theory crap.
Read it. Yeah, I'm with you. I read it like a couple times and then I kind of like put it in my head like, okay, if you really think about it and do what we do, we can pretty much write the whole Mandalorian season.
Yeah, that's
completely wrong. But
that was like with Game of Thrones when they would release the episode titles. I would just be like, no, because I don't want to. I don't want to ruin anything. Yeah,
it's too much.
Bravo says, I know I'm just speaking for those I know who didn't like Star Wars, and once Mando hit, boom. It was like old TV show days where everybody got together every week.
Yeah,
that was exciting, and I get that. And I think, and I get that, Scott, is that's what Bravo. Sorry, Scott.
Thank you.
Right. That I understand we have all these new people who don't even know Star Wars. They just know Mando. So it's us, the deep fans, who will be critiquing all the shows and, oh, that person, this is too much. And for them, this is all new for them. This is their world now. Like, oh, okay, yeah, bring all these people. Wow. So I think it's going to hit everybody differently. But I do like the rumors and the announcements of Solo and this person showing up. And it gives it hope that even more so that Last Jedi really didn't push them back.
Yeah. Yeah. And speaking of like all the characters that are rumored to be in and all stuff, you know, Darth Maul has been all over the place too. It's been there since the beginning of course, Solo. We need to have our Darth Maul and everything. And I don't know if anybody in the chat or anybody who's listening is caught up with some real life drama that's going around Ray Park and was Daniel Logan. And also, I mean, I'm not going to get into that. You guys can go explore that yourselves. But there's some real life drama that potentially can hurt both those guys' chances of ever working in a Star Wars film again, or even being a part of Star Wars again.
Yeah, I think more so. Not to get deep, but on Park's part, I think that's going to be the issue.
Yeah.
So
that's true. Right. Daniel,
he's very he's transparent, right? He always throws out hints and stuff. Like you could tell when he was going to be Snake Eyes, when they or not be Snake Eyes, right? He all of a sudden started, downplaying things. Or when Darth Maul was coming, if you were paying attention, you knew Maul was going to be around because of the way he was acting.
Right.
He's been acting erratic again on Instagram, and it sucks. Because he seems like a cool dude. Mm-hmm. We don't,
like I said, there's stuff that went down, and
I think he's a loose cannon.
Yeah, true or false, whatever it is. Again, that's real life drama. That's whatever. TMZ
personal, very personal,
very personal.
It's very personal, and in the times that we live in, it's hard. Your personal life gets thrown out there.
Yeah. So especially when you post it.
Correct.
That's the thing. And once you post it, you can't unpost it.
Right. It's self-inflicted at this point. And
with that, though, that gives us great line talk, though, on who could we see taking over the role of Maul. And we don't even have to worry about the voice. No. Because that was already shown to us as far as the reveal of Solo 2.
Yeah. Whitmer's going to be the voice, right?
Carla, because you're the guest of the show and new to it, was that a great surprise for you at the end of Solo? It was for us. I never knew. I knew there was rumors out there, but I didn't know.
I was not expecting it. Somebody had told me like, oh, there's a big cameo. Just look out for it. I'm like, who could it possibly be?
Mm.
And then I remember when I first saw it, my mom was sitting next to me, and she was so, because my mom doesn't watch the TV shows, but she knows like him from The Phantom Menace. And she just looked over at me and she goes, I thought he got chopped in half. I'm so lost now. And I'm like,
That's
long story. I'll explain it in the car.
That's awesome.
Well, that's the importance of continuing
Correct.
the Solo story, because they
Right.
left it where, like we said before, when they did that, we all flipped out, right? And then
Yeah.
we got that same reaction from people.
Oh,
I thought he died. I thought he was dead.
I flipped out because somebody told me 24 hours
Yeah, I
before I
know.
saw the movie what had happened.
Yeah.
Same. I saw I saw a picture the day before we got in line.
It was you two, right? Moocher, you didn't know,
I
right?
did, because I read. See, Chris was battling a troll, and I read the post.
That's what it was. I blasted him for putting it on. That's right.
2 hours before the movie, I read the post. You know,
I was in a conversation with a guy about Pink Floyd. I was talking to a guy about Pink Floyd, and another guy commented, "Oh, by the way, Darth Maul's in Solo."
yeah.
We're talking about Pink Floyd here, not
You can't drop a bomb like
Yeah,
that.
just all
Come
you
on,
should
man.
know.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, I applaud you guys for not bringing that up during the time, because when we were standing in line, you guys could have brought
Oh,
that
yeah.
up a number of times. And you
I'm
guys all
not
kept
going to
that for
ruin
me.
it.
So
for anybody.
when I'd seen it, my eyes were just like,
Yeah.
It was
still
insane.
cool. The reveal was still cool, and then
sure.
it brought up all these questions, and then Rebels or Clone Wars and Rebels did an amazing job at finalizing that whole thing, and but Solo, but
So
we call it the layman's. They still need information. They still need something
Layman's.
to grab onto.
Oh,
About why he
The
survived.
Muggles.
The Muggles.
Muggles,
Muggles.
exactly.
a bunch of nerds. That's what this is.
Yeah.
But to that point, Ernie, like, who could play it?
Right.
Does it matter anymore?
No.
Makeup, right? And is he going to even need to be a martial artist?
Well, to me, it does. Only because how you said, does it matter though? Only because season 7 Rebels used his whole mocap design for
Right.
that awesome fight between him and Ahsoka.
Absolutely.
So he does kind of matter. I get we can throw face paint on anybody. I thought it was disrespectful for people saying that, as far as he's just a martial artist. He's just a background character, because like you said, he was Snake Eyes. He was Toad.
Mm.
He's been in a lot of movies. He really is, which is unfortunate for this to happen.
Yeah.
So my thing would be, I do feel it has to be a high martial artist to continue with the whole 7 story, him doing those fight scenes.
Well,
I want some
it's
major
gonna be-
fight
it's
scenes.
gonna
Is he gonna fight anymore?
That's
Why
what
would
I'm
he?
saying.
'Cause
That-
he's right. He got
Oh,
yeah.
Exactly.
He's a gangster now.
Yeah,
he has
yeah.
no reason to
he's
fight.
the head.
He's the head of the Crimson Dawn. Are we gonna? I mean,
Yeah.
Okay, but he
But he
told
ignites
Kira,
the lightsaber in Solo.
he does.
correct, and he told Kira to go meet him to
Yeah.
further her training.
Yeah. So now are we seeing this as okay? Let me think this through.
Okay.
Does Maul need his
Okay,
power?
hold on. Wait. Let me
Right.
set up Carla.
All right.
Chris is amazing. Darth Dad will go off, and that's the movie that we have in our head. So please,
Oh, man.
we apologize if this is going to be. Carla's going to be like, "That's not what Chris said. It
Buckle
was
in.
supposed to be right."
Buckle in.
And then with that setup, I don't know where I'm going. So
No.
this is going to be horrible.
This is great. No,
right.
this is where it always
So
goes.
do I need Maul with his power, or is he using everybody else's power? Can Maul just be the Vader now and be the fist when he needs to,
That's
and
what I
like
think.
walk down the hallway like he did in season 7?
Yeah.
And just
Oh,
flash it.
right.
He didn't even have a lightsaber, right?
Because we
So
see
is
it.
he
It's
walking
there.
around? Is he
Yeah.
just choking people the way
Yes.
Vader would? Is he doing things like that more intimidating than just a saber? He uses the saber as I have this, I'll cut you in half, right? If I need to, but I'm not even that nice. Put that away. Now I'm going to choke you. I'm going to rip you apart. I'm going to do whatever because I'm Darth Maul.
Well-
I'm Maul. Do I even
Right.
need?
But and
all that.
also
Now,
look
to your
at the time
point,
frame.
And I
Right.
get the respect of Maul and the martial art part, right?
Right.
Because even with Chewie, the guy's been in a mask for 40 years. It was a handoff to Joannis, right?
Right.
So even
Yes.
then, though, we would have known if it wasn't, and it obviously matters because Anthony Daniels has always been in the suit there or
Right.
CGI. It does matter who's in the suit. I get it. But in this instance, could most people get over it since we're used to Whitwer's voice? And that's kind of the key to me anyway, right? Is Whitwer's voice. Can we get over somebody else in the Darth Maul makeup or a CGI and be cool with it?
Yeah.
I think as long as the martial arts didn't match his, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, please go ahead. Talk away. No, what I was going to say is just look at what they did with Grand Moff Tarkin in Rogue One.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and he's
You know-
supposed to be in too.
That's true.
He's supposed to show up as well in Cassian.
I didn't know that.
Ooh.
I didn't either.
Rumor dropped today. Sorry.
Really?
Yeah.
You jerk.
What?
There it is.
Show's not
I'm
even
out.
confirmed. You think I'm gonna...
Cassian's confirmed?
Oh yeah, that one is. You're right. Nobody. But yeah, it's got
It
to
makes sense though. It makes sense that Tarkin would be in it. Yeah, but
still, with what they did with Tarkin, they could
Yeah.
obviously do that with Ray Park
I'm with-
and put
yeah.
his
Yes.
face on there.
I'm with Scott. I'm
Okay.
with Chris on this because of the time frame that. Okay, again, this is blind talk.
Blind talk.
Right? This is theory crafting. The time frame of it, of him being the crime boss, I think he's going to have more people under him doing the dirty work that he doesn't have to do. So you're going to have that Darth Vader menacing guy in the background and do stuff. Yes, I don't think that they will never have him, do the action stuff again. That's why I put in chat. I'm just CGI it. I mean, they're getting really good at it. I know that could be still fake and whatnot. But
I
when
don't
it
want
comes to the
CGI.
but what you're talking about, Ernie, is the up close facial, the
Mhm.
up close live action stuff. Now, if that's not Ray Park, I don't think that's honestly gonna hurt our vision of Darth Maul too much. If it's a different actor, if it's
Because we're watching Darth Maul. We're not watching Ray Park as Darth
exactly.
Maul.
I never
you get what
really
I'm
Right.
saying?
seen Ray Park's face in Darth Maul anyway. I really didn't. It was
Right.
He was Darth. He brought him to life. Yes, on the action, like you said, with the martial arts. But when it came to the look and stuff, I really didn't see Ray Park as that. So you could put
Do you-
someone else in there, and I can.
Do you
still
think
buy
it's
it.
going to go in our head though hard now to see that? I get what you and Mike are saying though.
Oh, we'll
But like
notice
a-
it
Oh,
now.
we'll notice
That's
it,
what
yeah,
I'm saying.
yeah,
Do you see what
yeah.
I'm saying? Like we're going to say
But
it.
we'll buy
Like,
it.
yeah.
We'll buy it.
But-
oh, that's not my Maul.
Yeah.
But
No.
I'm okay with Ehrenreich as Han. I watched it again today.
Yeah.
Or this morning. I had it on this morning, and I'm like, you know what? The dude's Han. I'm completely okay with him being Han.
He was great as Han.
The arm
Yeah.
ripping off in the elevator thing that we talked about last week. And today I laughed when he's on. It's fine. Completely Han. It's just,
Mhm.
I was showing my wife, hey, look right here where Han drops the cape that George Lucas said. All this stuff that Han was Han. I'm okay with Ehrenreich, So
Yeah.
changing the actor now, you don't
Especially
want to
a
do it if you
back-
don't have to. And I would hate to go like a Ehrenreich right here. I would hate a third Han.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't mind a older
Yeah.
version and a younger version or a new, I don't mind two versions.
Carla, how do you feel? Do you think it has to be a Ray Park or no? Darth Maul is Darth Maul to you.
I don't know. That's it's kind of tough because for me, when I think of Darth Maul, I'm like, oh yeah, it's like Ray Park doing his martial arts.
See, right.
But I'm thinking because if he was a character that wasn't all done up
Right.
with the makeup and the
character, yeah.
prosthetics and everything.
Mhm.
I mean, I think about there are some guys out there in the Legion that do the whole get up and I'm like, oh my God, you look just like Darth
That's-
Maul. Like
that's
that's
very
crazy.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess at first it would be a little weird. But I think we would get used to it.
Yeah, we
Just
get-
kind of like how you were saying with Ehrenreich being, Han. It's not Harrison, but he brought a different,
It worked. Yeah.
spin to it. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
It worked in Rogue One, like I said, like with Scott brought up, worked in Rogue One with Tarkin and Leia, and it's not going to be that as long as it's not that odd Tarkin we got in Episode 3 at the end with this just this
Yeah.
Oh,
weird
yeah,
looking
yeah.
Tarkin, just. Ugh.
But a Tarkin. It was like 19 years before. He looked different.
You just
He looked a little different. He was younger.
he had a huge head, huge head.
It was literally the actor. It wasn't even like CGI.
I don't know, man. It's just-
It was the
sorry.
dude that looked like.
I watched it
He
the
did
other
his
day.
best.
I watched it the other day, and I was like, they could have put anybody else but Tarkin. I don't know, man.
You know what? I'm gonna find out who that guy is.
Okay, you do.
And I'm gonna invite him to this show, and I'm gonna have you talk about his big ass head.
All right. Marcos, was there anything you could do to make it smaller? You couldn't.
You
Nothing.
Did they try to
CGI
powder here? Did they try
Right.
anything shadows?
That's what they did. They did too much shadowing and stuff.
Your head doesn't look so big in Zoom.
Right.
Right. You
it
got
looked,
him.
it looked
You-
bigger than the Death Star.
Give me a week.
The
I'll
Rogue
talk to
One reveal of Tarkin was the best reveal. That even
absolutely.
beat the Darth Maul.
Yeah.
Especially,
100.
It did. It did.
especially like
Yeah.
like when Chris and I we were watching it, right? When they revealed Tarkin in the
Holding
there's just the
hands.
reflection, the reflection, and then the whole he turned around and started interacting. We're like, oh my god, they're doing this.
Yeah.
They're committing to this, and
And
it looks amazing.
yeah, I was holding his hand, Mike. I heard you.
It was me. That was me.
Scott. Whatever. Whatever.
But
yeah, I kept nudging him. I'm all, look, it's Tarkin. It's Tarkin.
Yeah.
I thought
it's his reflection. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I thought they were going to do, is just leave him as a reflection. Then he freaking turned around, and I'm like,
they committed. And
I think I actually grabbed Marco at that point. They showed it.
That was like Leia too. I mean, like I literally like screeched in the theater when she turned around. I was like, oh my God, they're doing this. Like freaking out.
That part's
such a good job. Yeah.
I tear up still on that part.
Yeah.
Because before the movie, we've talked about this a few times. Before the movie, we said, everybody has to die. I need to see Tarkin. And I need to see at some point Leia get the plans or give them to R2, even with her back turned. That's what I said.
Yeah.
So when she came in with her back like that, again, DeMarco, I'm like, oh well, that's okay. They can pull it off. And then she turned around. I'm like, I'm in tears.
Yeah.
Done.
And then the piece de resistance when Vader came through and just started wrecking shop.
It was amazing.
It's just.
I'm gonna go watch it
too much.
I will watch it tonight.
Right. It makes for a whole different movie with that.
Yeah.
It does.
But that's why I go back to New Hope after I watch that because of that. It's just I want to see the first 15 minutes of that and then go, okay, I can stop. I can turn it off.
You never turn it off. Ever. Yeah. You just leave it on. Even if you're not watching, you walk away, just leave it on.
Yeah. The kids yell, "You watching this?" Yep.
Yep.
But you're upstairs in bed. Yep. Don't move.
I'm watching it.
I can hear it.
One more thing I wanted to hit on as far as like the rumors and stuff as a Mandalorian, and this goes into the story a little bit. I don't know if we heard this before, but there was a rumor that the possible in the Mandalorian season 2 we're going to hear about or some revelation about how the Emperor survived, and it's going to tie into our the legacy of the Skywalker saga into the Mandalorian now, because really there hasn't been any mentions in the season 1, right? It was a sole thing.
Well, I mean, you were talking. Well, the Doctor in The Mandalorian wore the
clone
emblem of the cloners.
The clone.
That was the only tie-in, right?
And he was trying to get the DNA from the child. So I still, for the Empire, I'm still thinking that that's what was going on there.
Because it's supposed to be the rumor is how the Emperor survived. So it's not like he's going to be in it. It's not going to be
season 3.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, well, hang on.
Because I always have to try to get.
Carly was going to say something.
Yeah. Sorry, Carly. Go ahead.
Our guest, please.
Sorry, I had my head down and popped up.
Well, so in the Rise of Skywalker novel, they briefly touch upon how he basically like is a clone.
Right.
I mean, they don't go into detail, but I mean, maybe that's where they're kind of gonna flesh it out. But it's because everybody just probably thought like, oh yeah, like that's just like his corpse, like whatever, just like dangling from the machinery. But like, I didn't expect that when I was reading the book. I was like, oh, cloning? Oh, okay. But then if you know about the whole Plagueis thing, it makes sense. So
the Plagueis thing and the old Zahn books back, the old Heir to the Empire trilogy had the Sparty cylinders, and that would be that's where I was going to go right there. Because I always try to get Thrawn involved in every single show and every single thing. So
it's true.
This is the time frame where we should know where Ezra and Thrawn are. We're 6 years after Return. We figured out this is all Imperial, right? And we're they're trying to find stuff in the baby. The Imperial running the show is Thrawn. Okay. He knows where the Sparty cylinders are. That's where you get the Heir to the Empire piece back. And somehow the Mandalorian gets wrapped in that, where they're trying to take the baby. Maybe they even actually get the child and take it to a Sparty facility, and they have to go save him from there. And that's where we get remember we talked about with Mark and before, getting the old Heir to the Empire trilogy canonized somehow, and just tweaking a few things and getting a few more people involved. Yeah. This is how you can kind of do it in TV and not in a book.
Right.
Bring him in, a quick 2-episode arc about the baby the child getting taken.
Right.
Trying to go get clones. We know that's an issue what they're trying to do with the cloner patch, right? Mm-hmm. And there we go. And we got something. Maybe it's not a Sparty anymore. It's probably a Kaminoan, right?
But how is this all going to play out when they, reboot 7, 8, 9? I mean,
Oh my God!
Stop!
We're going to go in the world between worlds.
Yeah, Sign the petition.
I mean, it's all a waste, then, right? What we're doing, we're talking about all a waste.
Saying?
They're just going to fire Kathleen Kennedy, bring George Lucas in. He's going to fix it all.
He's going to reboot him.
Reboot it. World between.
He just went through
because that worked out so well for him, and during the prequel trilogy,
it sure did.
Yeah, pretty good clickbait mid show there or end of show.
Nice. I know, right? Yeah, I'll put that as a clip. You know.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, you're gonna zero it, huh?
Really?
Zero chance of that.
Zero chance.
Zero chance.
All right. Oh dear, that could throw us way off.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, why put in all that effort if they're just gonna reboot it? But yeah, I don't know.
Okay, Marco.
Sorry. Well, we're coming to our closing ends here. That's all I got as far as like room.
Afra.
Sorry.
Oh,
Afra.
Did you start it yet, Scott?
Oh.
No, I haven't. I'm still working on the Sandman. I'm listening
gotcha.
to the Sandman stuff.
So Chris
And Carla, you do audiobooks, right?
Yes. I haven't started yet, though.
You haven't started Afra?
I just started reading Queen's Peril, so I'll get through that first.
That one's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Wait, which one was first? Shadow was first,
Queen
then Peril.
Shadow, yeah.
Right. I didn't love Shadow. Peril I loved.
Yes, it was okay. So I'm excited to see where this one goes.
Yeah, this
I'm
one.
liking it so far.
I love this one. I've gone through this one 3 times. I dig that one. And I'm actually on my 3rd time at Afra too, which shows you something that either I can't comprehend or that's usually what it is actually. Because if I get through to the end, I learn the time frames a little better, right? And then I'm like, okay, I got everybody sorted where they should be in my head. Because in a book, if I'm reading the chapter, I'm reading it and I go back and I kind of make myself where I'm at in the lore. When you're doing an audio book and I'm doing 10 different things, I'm mowing the lawn or doing whatever, I'm like, wait a second.
How did we get here?
Where am I right now?
Yeah.
That's why I'm the 3rd time at Afra. Even though Afra is it's a really good listen or read, right? And it's based strictly on the books, not the Dr. Afra comic yet. It's still the Vader Star Wars comics, the early on when we first met Afra and she, found the 000 matrix and BT and all that kind of stuff, right?
Cool.
And it does play right through the comic from beginning to end. Scott, you had talked about that. Wonder if it played through. It is a really solid story. It's just like the Dooku as far as the play and going to different people, and it sounds great. And of course, Mark Thompson kicks ass in whichever one he does.
Sure.
Yeah, he is. And then it plays like she's in her diary is how it's going, right? She's doing her log, talking about things. It's fun because she kind of plays like she's Indiana Jones already. We know that, right? Mm-hmm. In this book, she plays Deadpool. She's breaking the 4th wall, it seems, because she's talking to a recorder and she's talking to the audience, right? So that's kind of fun. And the way the Clone Wars worked out, while Ahsoka was in the background, right, on Revenge of the Sith, we know Revenge of the Sith was happening. Mm-hmm. That's what's happening here. We're getting her point of view of everything happening during the Vader comics from her thoughts, when mostly we were seeing Vader's thoughts during right, and what he was doing, what he was after. Now you're getting Afra. And it's really good how she basically loves and worships, idol worships Vader and wants to work for him. And
who doesn't?
I mean, if you read the comics, you kind of know her deal anyway. But the character slot and all the bounty hunters they hang out with, it's just a really a fun deal. And when she breaks the 4th wall, I think it's fun.
Cool.
Right. It gets really deep into her relationship with Sana Starros, which, that's kind of fun to see a link where Sana Starros is now dated or married 2 different characters out of completely different areas. So I guess Afra and Sana were a thing before Han. But going through a lot of stuff and her getting into Vader's psyche a little bit and figuring out things that she could tell when they were on Naboo or talked about Padme. He had reactions to things, or Tatooine, I should say. He has reactions to things, or on Geonosis, he has reactions to things. Mm-hmm. And she catches all that and kind of puts 2 and 2 together about Luke after Boba Fett figures out who Luke is. Because Boba ends up in here. I don't think in the comic, but Boba tells her first what's going on.
I don't remember.
Yeah, she doesn't. I skimmed through it before the show and I couldn't find it there. But he was telling her, this is what's going on, blah, blah, blah. So she knew everything about Skywalker and what have you. So she was piecing it together. But anyway, the point of this whole thing is it reads really well. It listens really well. They add things from the comics. You're going to get more like the thoughts, the internal monologue. Mm-hmm. You get all that kind of stuff. And I love that. So, good read. Obviously, I'm 3 times in. If I don't like it, I'm not going to listen more than once. Right. That was the Alphabet Squad. Those books I haven't. I can't.
Yeah. Not a fan.
Not at all.
Was it Adventures of Luke Skywalker, that one too? That one
I couldn't make it through that one.
Okay. Back to that one real fast. I hated it, didn't like it, but did you understand the point of it?
Yes. I
Okay.
I completely understood it.
And that's why Luke ran away to Octo, part of it.
Yeah.
So that was, as long as everybody gets that part, the
Yeah.
book sucked. We get it.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
took the digital lore. Why was it here?
Right.
Put out now.
Right.
But Dr. Aphra is a good listen. You should listen to it. I think if they keep doing these little things with the side characters or taking the comics and doing additional stuff from a certain point of view, the other
Yeah.
side of it. I'm down for that. It was a fun go.
Does
It's
it make
fun.
you want to explore the comics more if they do
Yeah.
stuff like this? Yeah. See, I think
Yeah.
that might be the point of the trying to really, get all the
Because
pillars.
I've been slowing down a lot, and I haven't got any of the actual Aphra comics. And I'm probably about 8 or 9 months behind on all the comics.
Okay.
So it got me wanting to get back into all of them.
Yeah.
Because and you guys know how screwed up you get, because the way they do all these books is you have 3 different titles going at once, and they're
Yeah.
all on number 2, number 13.
Yeah.
And when they
And
come
all
out,
of a sudden they tie together, and you get a crossover, and it gets really confusing.
right?
Yeah.
And then when you're trying to do it all through the graphic novels, you're like, oh shit, this one ended here, and I should be over there in that third book
Hey,
over.
Yeah.
That being said, would you want them to do a book on Kylo Ren this way, like they did Dr. Aphra, or would you rather them do like live action or something else that would be
I
or
want
even
any kind of
animated?
book. Give
The
me
more-
okay.
On
The more Kylo Ren I can get, the better.
You
So
give me a book,
all
I'm
Kylo.
happy because I'll hear Mark Thompson doing it. You
Yeah,
give me
right,
animation,
yeah.
I'm absolutely cool because it's animated Kylo.
Right.
I'm cool regardless, man. But
Right.
yeah, the books I'm cool. We're all to the point now, right, where we watch the movie. You don't have to watch the movie; it's in your head. You know,
Right.
if you can hear it, you know exactly what's going on. That's how the books are. And if you have a good, cast of characters, like you said with Sandman, right? You have a great cast of characters going on there. If you have that, you don't need anything else. I love the books more than anything.
Carla, why
honestly.
are you into the book so much? Is it the same reasons for Chris?
Yeah, I mean, again, for me, I just like it because it gives you it's connecting those dots, and you're getting more information than what's on the surface of like a show or a movie.
Right.
And again, you can get those inner monologues and those thoughts and those, those deep emotions of those characters that normally you can't convey, on a screen.
Yeah.
Are you like Chris and you have to listen to the audio sometimes as well to get a different perspective? Or can you already feel it with you reading it?
I've never actually listened to an audio of a book that I've read first. So that's interesting. I might need to do that now.
Chris does
I either just
frontwards,
pick-
backwards,
I just,
It's
pick
a
one or the
different
other.
side out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't been doing it the last year or so, but that's how I used to do it. And I would love reading it because I love to read.
Right.
But then when you do the audiobook, you're like, oh yeah, that makes so much more sense the way that he said it there.
Mhm.
And I'm like, that was better.
Yeah. It's
And
just,
I come out of it like I'm watching a movie when it's in my ears.
that's what I'm telling you. Like, I had a discussion with a friend of mine, and he was like, when we were discussing Star Wars, and I said, well, this happened because of that. And he goes, well, where did you find it? I go, well, it was in this book. He goes, well, I shouldn't have to read the book to find out. I'm all, no, but you should want to read the book to find out. I mean, this is all Star Wars. It's
Exactly.
all the same. I'm like, yeah, these are the same people that bring back EU, and EU is so great and all these things. I go, well, like, you read that, and you didn't have to, and to make something fit, make sense. It's just, it's all meshes well.
It's not a have to, it's a want to.
It's a want to. Exactly.
I can watch all 11 movies and not watch an animated, not read a book, not listen to anything, not read a comic.
Yeah, and
You're
there's
fine.
nothing in the novels and the comics that are going to give you those like epic time-changing moments. That's what the movies are for.
I cry
that's
more in
what-
the books.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Like they're more, the books are more emotional. You get like really,
Yeah, you
the
get.
one you're in right now, I get teary eyed a couple times in that book.
Yeah.
Well,
you get real in depth with it. You get other characters that intertwine and stuff, and but for the most part, the books are safe when it comes to main people. Even if they're not even in the movies anymore, they're pretty safe.
Yeah.
We're waiting for those.
Hence the canon change, right? Because Chewie,
Correct. Because of Chewie. Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't talk about that.
We don't talk about that.
We don't.
We don't drop planets on Chewie.
No, we don't. No
We don't
one's
do
on
that.
Chewie.
No,
not when there's cameras on us. Nobody talks.
Yeah, right.
Marco will start crying.
I will cry.
I know.
Chewie's my buddy.
He is. Okay, he has a relationship with Chewbacca at Batu.
Yes.
And anytime Chewbacca sees him,
Oh.
I'm not
He will-
kidding.
he will run up and give him hugs.
Ernie was there, and
I mean, how
Joey
could you
was there.
not?
We would.
I was there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Scott was there. Like Chewie would hunt us down while we're not even looking for Chewie. And
No,
remember,
right.
he was like hiding in the bushes from us.
Yeah.
Like,
We were sitting down, taking a break, chilling. You have that feeling. You look over and he's in the bushes.
yeah, because
looking over at us.
we all had
Right.
red lightsabers, and what he did is he grabbed me, Joey, and Ernie, and he pretty much kicked us out of the park. And and he made us pledge our allegiance to the resistance before he let us go. And then about 6 hours later that night, we were all eating somewhere, and he's in the bushes, and he's like, "I see you." You're like, hunting us down. That's great.
God, I miss Batu.
Man.
Right. And then I've had another experience in the meetup part over at another part. And he said hi to the whole family. And I have all these cool Star Wars shirts because of Marco. And we had our Sarlacc one. Well, of course, Boba Fett is my guy. And he was on my shirt of a whole different design of the Fett is in Batu.
Yeah.
And he saw it and he wouldn't talk to me.
Yeah, he wouldn't talk. He
Pushed
won't
me
take a
away.
picture with you.
He made me stand in the corner. Everything. Oh my! It was hilarious. And I'm like, really, Chewie?
But it's
And he
so-
wouldn't
yeah.
let me anything.
And it's
he
weird
never let me take a picture.
Yeah, every time I visit, he just seems to seek us out in the crowd. It's the weirdest thing. I don't know. Like, it's awesome.
It is awesome.
I love it. Can't wait for this virus thing to go away. I'm gonna go to
Yeah.
Disneyland.
Yeah.
I gotta get there.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
You just that's home.
It's like that in New Zealand because I'm a huge Lord of the Rings
yes.
nerd.
Walk the Trail of Mordor.
It's like-
Let's go.
That's
Yeah.
right.
That's one of my other ones. Which one arm is it? I got the Ring of Power.
Nice.
exactly.
That's it.
I have a
room of
smile
nerds.
on my ankle.
Nice. It's way cooler.
Yeah, it is. You should get that.
Scott, have you done that tour yet, or which one? You just did the other one,
Other one, what?
the Irish tour. You went to Ireland.
Oh yeah, I went and saw some of the locations from The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
but no, not New Zealand. I'd
You
love to go to
didn't
New
do that
Zealand.
one. Okay.
No, but I'm gonna eventually just plant myself in Ireland and never leave. So
Well, we
I'm
got
with
Zoom
you.
now.
It's
We
like,
can do that. But I miss you.
I tried to get to in Iceland where they filmed the Urso homestead, but it's like way back, like inland,
Really
like in
remote.
the mountains.
Yeah.
And when I went in February, and the Legion, the outpost guys out there, they were like, "Yeah, we went when the weather was actually like kind of decent, and we couldn't even get to it." So
Oh
Wow.
man.
yeah,
That's an awesome saying. Like, mention Rogue One. Every planet they went to looked fantastic, and that was right off the bat, right there at the homestead was awesome.
yeah.
Looked
Although
awesome.
it still bugs me every time I watch it why Krennic parked 18 when he was going to kill him and take him anyway.
It was
He
the
could have
drama
landed
of the
right
lockup.
at the front door.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
And that
true.
would be more dramatic having a Imperial shuttle land at your front door than 8 miles away, so you have to walk over to it.
You got to have the dramatic entrance. Am I not?
I'm
every
saying,
show.
I'm with Ernie.
Gotta have the
the
cape.
dramatic
Yeah.
entrance.
flowing.
Give him time to
Exactly.
run and hide. Give him time to run.
They could have did a slow-mo walk-up and I'd have been fine with it.
Yeah,
A whole 35 minutes for him to walk there.
I would have landed on his garage.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, well, that's all I got as far as news and rumors and the Star Wars talk. So I mean, I that's not all I got. We could do this all night, right? But we do have a time limit, and our
We don't
guest
wanna
is
On
keep
the East Coast.
yeah, and she is East Coast, so you
It's
know,
bedtime.
yeah. So I guess we can start to wrap this up, and Carla, thank you so much for joining us. It
Thank
was a
you.
blast. You know, like
Appreciate
we
it.
have a different perspective
for having
sometimes
me.
and a different voice. And yeah, and you're welcome back anytime. You and guys, welcome
Absolutely.
back anytime, and let's do this again.
Awesome.
That's fun.
Definitely. I had fun.
Cool.
Yeah, I didn't go through any questions. I wanted to ask basic Star Wars questions. Original trilogy, sequel trilogy, or prequel trilogy? Carla, what you got?
Original.
All right. You can
Yes.
stay. You can stay.
correct.
You can stay for the
Favorite
next one.
character.
You can stay for the next
All
one.
right.
Favorite
Correct.
character.
All right. Thanks for coming on the show.
What was that, Chris?
Character is it Leia? Your favorite character, or who's your
Yes.
favorite character? Leia. Okay.
Like,
Now Leia because Leia because you like
There
the
you go.
cosplay, or Leia because that's like your in your head that's the heart and soul of Star Wars. Like that's your pinnacle character.
both. I mean, I
Okay.
was her for Halloween, like when I first saw the movie. So she's my girl.
That's
and
awesome.
Spirit
Um,
animal.
I just love like what Carrie represents as a woman in, film and as a
Yeah.
character, and what she brought to the table for, female characters moving forward.
Yes.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Leia is definitely one of those. Again, I can mine is R2D2, right? He's the heart and soul of Star Wars, but Leia is a really hard argument for being that character. Definitely. Go ahead, Chris. Next question. She can stay.
No, that's really where I was. Favorite scene in all of Star Wars.
Ooh.
That's
tough, really
man.
tough.
I know.
Oh, man. Gosh. Out of all of them?
Okay. I'll do this. Out of the prequels.
Pod race.
Yes. I'm out.
Hey, I just downloaded the Pod Racer game for the Switch because they just remastered it.
Exactly.
And it's awesome.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm playing on PS4 too. I did the same thing.
Yeah.
But he did that because I hate the pod race. I think it's too long. Okay. And he loves the pod race, but I love episode 2 and they hate episode 2.
No. I hate episode 2.
Favorite scene? It's got to be Revenge of the Sith.
The fight.
I love when it's like a parallel. So you have Padme and her funeral procession.
Yeah.
And it's the death of Padme, but it's also the death of Anakin and the birth of Vader. And you have him rising in the thing. And the music is the same.
Yes.
And yeah, I dissected this in one of our episodes.
I swear to God. I was like goosebumps. Like, oh God.
That was fantastic.
Yeah, if the music wasn't the same, it wouldn't have felt that way. It felt awesome.
Well, episode 3 has the best soundtrack to me. So.
Oh, I love episode 3.
Battle of the Heroes.
Yep.
Good stuff.
All right, now original trilogy. Then, what's your favorite scene there? See how I'm doing this, guys? I break it down.
I get you, Chris. I'm taking notes. I'm taking notes.
And then he's going to pit the 3 choices together to get the actual.
God.
Sorry, man.
I was just going to choose out of the 3 which one was best. I wasn't going to let her choose it all.
Maybe this is like super like cliche go to, but it's I Am Your Father.
Yeah, why wouldn't it be?
You can't. I don't know. To me, that's just you can't top that.
No, that gives me goosebumps.
Wrong answer.
His was when Boba Fett walked into a special edition.
There you go. Right. Well, or we're talking a real trilogy as whole when Boba Fett flew out of the Sarlacc pit. Then,
Okay.
Because it happened.
It did happen. Totally.
We'd like to think that.
Well, I'll theorycraft next time where Thrawn pulls out Boba Fett and he saves him. And then we'll get some stuff done.
That'd be good.
All right.
Then we'll both
take
win.
it. There you go.
Dig it. All right, I dig it. And then the sequel trilogy.
Rise of Skywalker, when Kylo's on the bridge and he says, "Dad."
Yes.
And he says,
"Okay."
I just watched it again today.
Lost it.
Good scene.
Right.
Good scene.
There it
Good
is.
scene.
There it is.
All right,
That's good.
you win. I won't make you pit the 3 again.
Yeah.
You win.
That's good.
Yeah.
And I'll let you off the hook now. We gotta get basic Star Wars questions out during the show.
Yeah, like a trivia, just in like we're talking news and just throw a trivia question out. Just,
Oh man.
All the time.
No pressure. Right?
That's what we do when we're in line to see a movie. That we'll be talking and it goes from like Star Wars to Tron to Indiana Jones back to Star Wars and then throw in a trivia.
And then Mark will talk about Dungeons and Dragons and we
all tune out. Yeah.
That's when we all tune
and
out.
he'll leave and I'm like, sorry guys. I even talk about it with the whole lisp and everything. It's great. It's like,
he starts and we start leaving and he just keeps going.
I told him like they try to
Are
call
you
me
sure
on
you guys
Tuesdays
don't
and
want to come
Thursdays.
over?
I go Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'm killing goblins. Don't talk to me. And that's a true thing. That's a real thing.
That's legit.
And I'm jealous.
These goblins aren't going to kill themselves.
That is funny.
And with that,
and we just lost Carla. Thanks for joining our one. Yeah.
I've never done D&D, but I have all my friends play it. So, but I
fantastic.
All right, on no judgment.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
It's the greatest thing ever. Come on, guys.
I'm judging.
I could see us all meeting now at Celebration in 22, and Carla's like, "There he is. There's that one guy.
He's the orc in the corner."
Yeah.
He's like,
That's who you guys want to talk to." And then
That's
you guys
funny.
just all bust out your little players and everything.
I'll have my short trooper costume by 2023 or 2023.
Liar.
Yeah, I will.
I'd like to see it.
It won't be painted, but it'll be on it.
I was like, now that it's postponed for like another 2 years, I'm like,
Yeah.
everybody's costume game better be on point because we have all this time.
That's true. That's true. But as
So true.
I'm last minute, so I probably won't start printing until January of 2022.
Yeah. There shouldn't be any orange
City.
or gray. There shouldn't be any orange or gray on those costumes.
Yeah, right.
I will have Dad Bod Fett Friday. I will have Hut Slayer Saturday. Let's see.
We were going to get our Mandalorians ready, remember? We were all supposed
I
to
still
have,
want that, man.
Yeah.
I'm in.
I never
Please.
agreed to that.
Yes, you. By
Why?
signing up to this podcast, you agreed to it. It's in the
I'm Han
bylaws.
Solo. I
So
go
for
as Han
over 3
Solo.
years, we've been deciding who's going to cosplay as what and who's going to do what, and we're still dressed
And
exactly. the same.
Sunday will be my fat Jawa.
Aren't you
There's
a little
never
tall
been-
to be a
Jawas
big-
are the best.
Yeah,
There's
all right.
I have
never
a
been
Jawa. I have a
fat
Jawa, too.
Jawas.
Do you really?
You have a
Nice.
Jawa?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's awesome.
I mean, I'm 4'10". Come on, it's like
You're a tall Jawa.
That's a real Jawa.
You're one
That's
of
a
the-
tall
You're one of the
There's that
tall
one who
Jawa.
kept
ones.
standing
people
by the
lose
tracks.
their minds.
Yep.
They're like, oh my, like, can I get a pen? I'm like, I stay in character. I have like a sound glove, so I do all like the,
Teeny.
We'll go when we go to Batu. We go to Batu. We do a Sukkah chant. So we'll be in line.
yeah.
To Sukkah,
No, we
Sukkah.
don't. No, we
do.
don't.
And
No,
we
we
had
don't.
people-
We do.
we
had
did.
people-
You just weren't there, Mike.
Yeah,
I've seen it.
We had
Mike's
people
only been
doing
once.
It was awesome. It's awesome.
Ernie had everybody going in there.
Oh yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I miss
So-
Batu.
That was like the day or two after the episode came out.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, that's why it was easy pickings there.
I had
Yeah.
I had everybody in the Falcon just chanting.
Sukkah.
It was awesome.
Right.
All right, guys, let's get out of here. In the description below, you can find Carla and the guys on the WSTR Galactic Public Access podcast. You can find them, every other Wednesday? Or every Wednesday you said you guys drop? Or
Yeah,
Tuesday?
so our audio drops on Wednesday. You can pretty much find it wherever you get a podcast, and we live stream on Monday nights.
Awesome.
So
Awesome. We'll make
usually
sure.
around 9:00 Central Time, 10:00 Eastern Time. So
10 o'clock Eastern.
Oh.
Okay, we're
so
good.
then 7:00.
Yes,
Pacific
Easy
time.
stuff,
Yeah.
us.
we're good.
I don't do math.
Can you just text me when you're live?
And
Cool.
not in the middle of his D&D either.
Yeah, no. Oh, Tuesdays and Thursdays. No, I can't.
Well, they live stream on Monday, so you're okay.
I'm good. I could do that.
Yeah.
Never mind. I was gonna go way off in the geekdom, but okay.
I could feel it.
Yeah,
It was building up. It was
I was like,
building
oh,
up.
Anyway, again, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Again, come on again. You guys are open door and invite. Come on again. We'll do this again. It was fun.
Awesome, definitely.
Cool.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, definitely. All right, Chris, where can we find you?
Just right here. Just
Okay,
good right here.
I don't even want to ask.
I don't know either. Just
Catch the old episodes of Hot Topic
Hot
Podcast.
Topics, episode 4.
Right.
you can catch my whole entire back catalog because there's no front catalog.
Episodes 1,
No
2, and
current
3.
It's like 27 episodes. But only worry about number 4.
Yeah, number 4 is great. All right, Scott Solo, where can we
Rest of
find
them
you?
suck.
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at The Art of Scott Solo. You can also, let me see, you can find us on our Facebook group, the Sarlacc Digest Central. And hey, I just built us a website,
Yes, you did.
www.sarlaccdigestpodcast.com for all of your Star Wars needs and wants.
Daily doses of all your Star Wars news, rumors, everything.
That's right.
We're on top of it.
That's
Love it.
sorta,
Sort of on top of it.
sort of.
There's
on
a
top.
couple pictures of Mike for our paying viewers
Yeah.
on the website. You got to pay to get in there.
I
He
don't
doesn't know about them yet, but I
Oh, sorry. Spoiler alert.
For $1 a month, you can.
For fans only.
Fans only.
That's what it
You
is.
can,
Expands only.
You can also find me on the Nerd Tunes podcast where Kevin and I dissect music because that is my other pet.
mode.
There's
Sorry.
more than just the Cure Depeche Mode. Damn it, man.
His other love.
So, yeah.
Awesome. Mike. Hi.
Right here on the Sarlacc Digest podcast. And that's where you can find me. Or at work.
Oh, at
Sorry.
work, yeah. Or stalking our chat.
Or definitely stalking the
Yeah.
chat. That's all I have time for. Sometimes you have 52 messages and I can't go through the whole thing.
Yeah,
I
I
just like,
know. I know.
anyways.
And the busy man, Ernie, the fallen Fed. Where can we find you, Ben?
You could find me at How We Do Disney with me and Evil Diva. I'll post up the Chewie incident that I was talking about. So look up How We Do Disney and I'll post that up. It was very funny. Don't forget, guys, to check out Theme Park Tagalong.
Yes.
for the shoulder child right here, version 2. And again, congratulations, Carla, to your guys' crew for winning the other one.
Yay.
And then you can find me and the Toy Migos with They're Not Dolls podcast Thursday nights at 9 p.m. So tomorrow night on our YouTube channel live. And then also Quickie Minis Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And just we get into all the toy news. And then here with our Star Wars Talk, the Sarlacc Digest podcast on YouTube.
Awesome. And you can find Bootleg Joe at bootleg_760 on IG. He wanted to make sure I said that.
Cool.
Okay, yeah.
I was going to do that.
Well,
you can find Bootleg Joe at, and I'll just continue.
Marco, where can we find you at?
All right, guys. I'm right here. I'm at the Sarlacc Digest, of course, doing this, heading everything up. I don't know if you guys been seeing me sip on my Sarlacc Digest mug here. You can find it at our Teespring store. Description in the description below.
You did it slow enough.
I did it a couple times.
You did it slow enough so that it didn't get blurred out.
Yep. You can find the mug to support us and help us grow the channel and get more expensive equipment and better quality equipment and everything. There's a hat Mike's sporting. So yeah, links in the description for all of those: our Patreon, our website, Teespring, SoundCloud, and all the good YouTube channels. So please, everybody, drop us a subscription. Give us a like, give us comments and everything. Everybody in the chat, thank you for joining us. We did see it. I know that we got to some of you guys. We look forward to doing this all the time. So with that, I think we're done, and to look forward to this on Friday on our SoundCloud and everywhere you get your podcast audio. So
Carla, is there anywhere else besides WSTR we can find you?
Yeah, you can follow me. I have my own personal Instagram. It's Carla Marie Giac. So Carla Marie GIAC. You can follow me on there. I have all my cosplay and everything on there.
Oh, awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I'll put that in the description also. I didn't know if you wanted a personal link on there, but if you want, I could put that on there too.
Yeah, why not?
Get some stalkers. Why not? So. All right. I think we're done, guys.
All right, cool.
With that,
keep it nerdy.